Hello everyone, welcome back to Clusterbmilkshake. I am your host along with support puppet, Mr. Chicken. Today we are going to talk about, can a narcissist self-reflect? Now there's a lot of people out there, you included, that may have never self-reflected on your own behaviors and were also in victim mode yourselves. So when I go over these things, you can look inward yourself too. And I don't mean the shit where you're like codependent and or wanting to fix the relationship just so you can get your partner back. Basically taking on responsibility or making excuses for their bad behavior. Okay? All right. So this is my personal experience. Not every narcissistic person may feel the same, but this is mine. So, can narcissists self-reflect? When I was unaware? Hell no. No. Everyone else was a threat to my own mental health. I felt justified in all opinions. I also knew what you should do to change for me. So instead of looking in, I was just looking out. And usually looking out at somebody else's behavior is, me projecting. So it's like, these should be the things that I'm working on, right? Later, this is me still being unaware. Through self-help, I talked less and I let others be who they were. This didn't stop all the negative thoughts and feelings I had to deal with inside of me. I did the Band-Aid treatment with diet, exercise, nootropics, and supplements. Now, I'm not saying that that wasn't a bad thing. Even me quitting drinking was good. But that doesn't change what's going on inside. Just because I'm not being verbally violent or I'm holding back any projections and stuff, it doesn't mean that they're not still happening. When I did attack any threat, I never apologized because you deserved it. If I felt there was a purpose for you, I painfully dealt with your existence. You may have given me back a positive reflection, but I was always happy when you were gone. Some of you may have dealt with narcissists that like being alone all the time. And this is another thing where we don't have to mask up for you. It's exhausting. All right, so being self-aware, so far, this is only what I've learned to date. There will be more things, I am sure. I am positive. Every day is a learning experience, and it's going to keep going until I'm dead, okay? There is no end goal. There is no one day I will be magically fixed. These things I will have to struggle with, and I'm hoping that the positive behaviors that I do need to work on will become habit. We'll see. All right. I realized my toxic behaviors when I became self-aware, but still had issues of being defensive and projecting. Being 100% open and honest doesn't change what others who are struggling with, they're struggling with their own shit, right? and their own inner demons, and they can't be vulnerable. So, like me doing my channel stuff, everybody says, how brave, you're totally exposing all your shit, and you're taking responsibility for the things that you can so far, and you're shaming the shit out of yourself and all this stuff. And my whole life, even though like if you attack me and I get defensive or whatever, that's showing that you can hurt me. But most of my life, I felt so in my grandiose shell that I don't give a shit what you think. A lot of the time, I don't care. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, and fuck you. I don't give a shit. Now, I thought that, I didn't think that me coming on here was me being vulnerable. I just didn't give a fuck. And in the beginning of my channel, I would attack commenters back and try to make them feel small. Like, how dare you project your pain from somebody else on me, thinking that, I'm your narcissist. So when I would want my partner to be as vulnerable as I am, I didn't understand why he couldn't follow suit. I was like, why the fuck do you give a shit? Like, why do you care, like, what your kids think about you? Because I would, say whatever I want, and they would be all in shock and awe, and I would be funny, and I would just, tell them whatever was on my mind, and funny and sarcastic and all that stuff, even with my fighting with them. And when I would see someone tiptoeing around somebody else just so they would have a good reflection, that might have been, me projecting, me doing that with other people, and me being disgusted with myself looking at them, okay? I still believe that my opinions are the word of God, even if I don't care if you follow my advice or not. So a lot of the times I'll talk to people, and I will point out toxic behaviors in them. I'll say what they're doing is fucked up, and I'll say, but I don't give a shit what you do. I don't care. I'm just pointing these out. You do you. This is your life. You don't have to follow my shit or not. But, what I'm saying is the truth. And this is why I like when people come back and say, you're right, you were right, you were right. I fucking love that. Unawaringly, I didn't care about the feelings of others as long as I got my needs met. So this also goes on with me wanting to exploit my ex-partner on my channel. My confusion over my new created character became angry and resentful for people not responding in the way that I want to be seen. So I was trying to be perfect. I was trying to be the perfect partner. And because when you are trying to be extra kind, loving, and, let shit go and stuff from your toxic partner, it is going to be looked at as a weakness because they can't do that. They're going to be like, oh, well, you're going to be easily hurt. You're letting down your walls. So I'm gonna, fuck with you until I break you and you run away. And my thought was, you should be grateful that I'm not ripping you apart. You should be kissing my fucking ass that I am not trying to do the same back to you. This is what I wanted my partner to see. that I'm trying to, have this really great environment. Fuck, man. And that didn't work. So you really have to be sure that you hold strong boundaries and not be afraid to lose the relationship. I mean, I moved to fucking an hour and a half away to live very close to him to create this wonderful future. So I was going to try very hard to not just cut this to the quick. The emptiness never went away. And I was pissed off about that, blaming my partner for not filling that void. So that was, my fault. Okay. All right. Let's see you, baby. I realized that being in the eye of conflict only heightened my defenses. So reflecting was an impossible task. This is why some will reach back out, attacking you so they don't have to reflect on their bad behavior or feel shame if they do. But they want you back. They just want you to take all the blame. So I saw myself also doing this when I was in the wrong. And after taking space from my partner, I would be able to self-reflect and understand that I was projecting. Yay. All right. I realized that when I did self-reflect and hold myself accountable, that it wasn't a weakness and only made my partner feel more loved. Now, when my partner accepted and forgave me for doing that projection, I felt like he loved me. And when he said his grievances towards me and I took them without defending them, he felt loved by me. But there was no him doing that for me. Unless I bitched and complained and did all that codependent shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. Got tired of that. Let's see. I learned that even though I'm broken, that I am a real person who deserves human kindness and not because of entitlement. No one gets to treat me like shit because of your own past fucked up environment or behaviors that somebody pushed on you. And opinions of others are not my problem. This, just 2 examples of my past. When I was very young, my second husband, he did not like me wearing makeup. And he would, belittle, make me feel like insecure if I wanted to wear makeup or whatever. And this adult woman that he used to work with, she says, if you like makeup, you wear makeup. His problem is not your problem. If he doesn't like it, fuck him. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Yeah. And then I fucking wore makeup if I wanted to wear makeup. And what I learned was my husband's ex-fiance used to wear so much fucking makeup, and they had such a traumatic breakup that he was projecting that shit onto me. Well, I do what I want. Also, 2 of my exes, they said that they don't like tattoos on women and that they like my skin and that there's no nothing. And I told them, I said, if I wasn't so fucking afraid of pain, I'd have fucking sleeves. And I still want fucking sleeves. I bought some numbing cream. I don't know. I really hate pain. All right. I noticed that if my mood is off, I'm more susceptible to transfer this negativity onto others. So when I'm feeling, dysregulated or whatever, I have become more conscious of, do I need to just remove myself from the situation, which I've left my partner's place, several times, or went for a walk so I can clear my head and not reactively respond. I do this with, commenters too, or whatever. Just take some space so I'm not attacking. And also, not drinking helps that. I'm very reactive when I drink. All right. I have been grateful for breakups. Without the victimhood mentality. This comes later, of course. Of course, I'm upset. Of course, I'm in victim mode. Of course, I only see my perspective and I never take responsibility for myself in that moment. You hurt me, you attacked me, you treated me this way and the other, and I'm going to remove myself. Now, this doesn't absolve any of my people's bad behavior. I'm not going to be responsible for your shit behavior, but I will take responsibility for mine when I self-reflect. Being away from my exes, I can see more clearly what took place, my part, their part, and how to fix myself for myself. Not so I can try to get back in the good graces of my partner. Look, I'm changing. I'm not changing for you. I've already tried to do all that shit before. And if I try to change for my partner and I don't get the response I want, I'm going to blame you. So I change for myself. And if you don't fucking like it, later. In one of my messages from my ex, he's like, when you build your house, I'll come back. Fleetwood Mac. But I'm like, so what he's saying is fix yourself and then we can be together. No, that's not how it works. So don't be looking at your narcissist that your narcissist needs to fix themselves and then your relationship is going to be perfect. No. Fix yourself. Fix yourself. And leave that fucking toxic fuck alone. Let them fucking live in misery. Let them hit rock bottom and figure out if they're going to go and get help. That's not your job. Your job is to fix you. If you're married, both of you need to work on each other's shit separate. And then come together with an actual marriage counselor. This is what I learned from Ben and Lee. This is what they're doing in their marriages. It has to be separate and together. Because when you go into a therapy session with a toxic person or even two toxic people, you're pointing the finger at each other. That's all you're doing. Fix yourself. For me. Okay? All right. Lastly, I realized that I don't need a partner to tell me who I am. That's my job. I wanted my partner to be everything to me, and I for him. But that gives away our power to the other person. That's not romantic. That is unhealthy. We shouldn't try to control the other. This triggers insecurities and toxic behaviors like intentional or unintentional gaslighting and manipulation. So what I tell people is your life is a Sunday. That's your work, your friends, your hobbies, your self-helpy things that you do for yourself to make you feel good, gardening, art, walking, exercise, the gym, college courses, whatever the fuck, okay? This is your life. And your partner is the cherry on top of your life. You should not make your partner your Sunday. And everything that was your Sunday is now the cherry. You want to enjoy being with your partner and love hanging out with them and having fun. And, as you get closer, you put some sprinkles on that Sunday with kids moving in, marriage, whatever. But you never want to lose yourself. You always want to keep yourself intact so you can see the cherry on top, the special little cherry on top that you're enjoying at the end of your Sunday day. Anyways, I wanted to be my partner's Sunday, and I wanted to be his Sunday. I did not want him to be able to breathe without me. That made me feel safe. And now I know how wrong that is, because not that I want to, but my unintentional triggering defenses is going to destroy him like his did to me at the beginning of the breakup. So, I hope that was helpful. Everybody get your healing on. Build that Sunday. All right? All right. Have a great day. Namaste.